Hey everybody, it's Jason Blah here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And Alexander Leonidas, which he really should have called his channel that. Way better name than goofy ass AlphaDestiny. But Alexander Leonidas, aka Strap On Destiny, aka Grimly the Dwarf, has made a video about elbow pain. Now, if you guys recall, didn't I predict this ahead of time? Didn't I already say that he was going to get elbow pain and elbow inflammation? Yes, I did. Said it already weeks ago. So let me go ahead and put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit. Let's talk about this. Now, just like when he was advertising these above the knee rack pulls and all this other stuff, I said before, look, in certain ways the kid has heart, right? He has heart. He's got a strong upper body. He's a strong presser, all of that stuff. But let's be realistic here. He is a bit of a con man. He does not have the practical experience to be prescribing programs. He does not have the practical experience or training experience to be selling programs. Like his $50 Naturally Enhanced, which tons of you guys bought and you didn't get gains. And every single one of these kids who said the silly stuff like my traps blew up, I see their pictures and you guys still don't have traps. Your traps didn't blow up. You don't even look like you lift. Let's just be honest here. So you've got this situation to where this kid who really shouldn't be giving training advice, he still has a lot more to learn. He has a lot to learn. Now granted, he's making a good living doing this anyways because of other naive young kids, but he's a child. He's a child who doesn't have the practical experience. He's starting to get the practical experience now that he's getting hurt and injured. He's starting to learn, hey, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And you know, here's the thing that was hilarious. I watched the video and I started almost crying, laughing, watching his little fast stuff that he's doing. I'm just going to flip it in here. And no, I didn't speed any of that up. I mean, let's talk about taking Gym Cell to the next level. I mean, wow. He's clearly a little bit frustrated there because we all know what that looked like. And the thing is, let's be honest. Let's put the joking to the side. Let's get to the point. What did I say before is going to cause enormous amounts of damage to your elbows over time? Pin work. Pin work. Doing any lift, pressing, squatting, anything too much off of pins destroys the joints. Every strength athlete in the world knows this. There's a reason powerlifters, even powerlifters who want to do partials for their quick benching, do not do pin presses. There's a reason for it. This is well known, and anyone who has any experience in strength circles knows that it destroys your joints. This goofy clown refuses to listen, doing all these rack movements for partials and banging off the pins. I said he was going to hurt himself on the rack pulls, and I'm surprised he didn't, and if he did, he hit it. Then I said some guy with hypermobile elbows, the last thing they should be doing is goofy-ass lockout work with weights heavier than their max, and what does he do? Pin lockouts. Banging off the pins, doing partials at the lockout with a weight heavier than he can max. Again, goofy shit that doesn't build muscle, doesn't build strength, that destroys your joints, causes inflammation in your tendons. He gets over to the video. What else does he say? He's saying, well, this is the way that if you do skull crushers like this, it shouldn't hurt your elbows, but if it does, no, it will hurt your elbows. Right? It's a goofy bodybuilder method that causes tendonitis in your elbows. And then it causes them to say, oh yeah, the bench press hurts my elbows, locking out. No, it's because of the silly shit you guys do with your press downs. You don't keep your elbows locked at your side for press downs or skull crushers. And he's bringing it to his face. No, that's exactly why. And you know that, Alex. Alex used to be a guy who commented in every one of my videos for years until he and I had a falling out. He followed my channel, commented every video, loved what I did. I have been saying for like 6 or 7 years now, do not do skull crushers that way, that it will cause inflammation in the lateral and medial tendons on your triceps, and it will make your elbows hurt, and it will make your elbows hurt on all your other movements. It's going to make it hurt when you bench press. Right? That's where the bodybuilding myth comes from in the bodybuilding world, that, oh, you can't lock the bench press out, it's bad for your elbows. No, it's because their tendons are so inflamed from doing tricep extensions in a stupid ass way. That's what causes it. He's been doing it in his bro arm workout. So he's been combining bouncing off the pins, doing extremely heavy, heavier than 1 rep max lockouts, and doing tricep extensions in a way that inflames the tendons. And now his elbow is hurting. And now he's saying, oh yeah, you should probably bring it behind your head. What I've been saying for years. For years. And he knows it. He watched all those videos. Now he's realizing, oh, I was right. Maybe I should listen to this old guy who knows what he's talking about. Now that his elbow's hurt because he's been doing multiple things wrong, that I say all the time is going to cause this problem. Now he's having to come up with solutions. Maybe I should get some blood flow to him. Maybe I should try some overspeed eccentrics. Yeah, because he's beat up and banged up now. Because now his goofy nonsense that he's been doing and promoting to all these other kids is starting to catch up with him. You see, you guys can get away with some of this stuff for a couple years. You can get away with some of this goofy stuff for a few years. But at a certain point, it will hurt you. At a certain point, it will hurt you, and then you're going to be done lifting. Or you're going to be like Junkie Ward and be beat up and tearing stuff all the time. Have no range of motion, no mobility. There's a reason guys like me who are in our 40s, who have been training and doing strength sports and powerlifting and everything for many years, who are still functional, still lifting heavy weights, there's a reason for how we get away with that. We honestly do know what we're talking about when we say, hey, you shouldn't be doing these rack lockouts off of pins. Really, you shouldn't be coming to your head or locking your elbows at the side for tricep. Or trust me on this, you don't want to do this. Goofy-ass kids like Alex want to ignore us. They want to ignore us, and now their elbows hurt. And they don't want to admit that it's self-inflicted because of their own ignorance, their own refusal to listen to people who know more than them. No, they get hurt. They get banged up. They get beat up. And then they come up with these goofy-ass solutions. Well, I can tell you right now, those sleeves aren't going to help. Sleeves and compression for any sort of tendonitis or inflammation of your connective tissue or pain in your joints is a Band-Aid fix. It's a Band-Aid fix. It's not going to help. It's going to make it worse, because I can tell you exactly what this clown's going to do. He's going to put the elbow sleeves on. And by the way, elbow sleeves are there to help you lift more weight. They're a form of accommodating resistance. They do not help with recovery. They do not help with inflammation. Compressing your joint in no way a joint that flexes, right? We're not talking about a stationary joint. We're talking about a joint that's actually going to flex and extend during training. Compressing it is not going to help with recovery. What you're going to do is reduce blood flow during training so that it's number and you can't tell that you're doing things that are hurting it worse, right? You can't tell, you can't feel it as much. It doesn't help prevent injuries. It's going to make you get hurt even easier. So he's probably going to throw these on, and then he's going to go back to doing pin lockouts with a heavy weight, and he's going to go ahead and finish his hypermobile elbows off, and that'll be the end of it. Once he really damages one of those elbows doing that, that'll be the end of AlphaDestiny. He'll be done. And his goofy ass will have to go away from YouTube Fitness because he won't be able to do any of the training that he does anymore. Then he's going to start shrinking down. When he can't use his arms correctly for any sort of presses, what's he going to do? Right? He's going to start shrinking. He's going to lose his strength. He's going to lose his size, the bit that he has. And that'll be the end of it. He'll be done. Let's see if his goofy ass does it. Let's see if he goes to start doing pin lockouts again, bounce it off the pins at the top with 400 plus pounds with those elbow sleeves on. So then he can't feel it as much. He's actually hurting his elbows further on every single rep. Do real good. Finish himself off. Again, ignorance. Ignorance and foolishness of youth. We've all been there. We've all been there. This is what happens. It makes your elbows hurt. Makes you hurt. Gets you beat up. All you guys who follow his goofy ass advice and who aren't listening, and this possibly could end up being Alex, you're going to be the guys who, all the guys I know, you get to my age, I used to lift 15 years ago till I hurt my elbows. I used to lift all the time. I was in great shape. I used to lift till I tore my rotator cuff, till I herniated discs in my back, right? Till I hurt my knee. You know how many hundreds of guys I meet past the age of 35 who sound like that now? I used to lift, right? They used to lift. Where are they now? It's because of silly shit like Alex does. That's why there's so many guys who used to lift, and now you see them and they got a big old beer gut floating out to here. Probably couldn't even bench 225. Probably can't do a single chin up. big gut, insulin resistance on their way to a first heart attack. I know tons of them. I knew guys in high school who listed and played football and everything who I know like that now have had their second bypass surgery already. They've had a hip replacement already. Guys I went to high school with, because of silly shit like this, that people get hurt and have to quit training in their 20s. By the time they're 30, they're done. Sheer stupidity. Alright guys, well that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.